trip, good grip, toxic. What you gon' do when they all on you? He spent a little money, tell him ball on you. Bad with a tool, got him all like who? Like who that in the back, all eyes on you. Looking at it like he old news. Hood with a switch and a gold tooth. You don't need nobody right here bringing out the old you. You the baddest in the room, I thought I told you. You a bad one, bad, don't stop. You a bad one, bad, don't stop. You a bad one, bad, don't stop. You a bad one, bad.
Hey, look at what we made. Look at where we going. Hey, everybody wanna see me stop. Breaking down walls, no sheetrock. Hot boy steaming off top like teapots. Hey, yeah, y'all want smoke then get hit with a detox. Coast to coast, been a pro, shoot knee locks. Y'all don't rap the bars, beat those cheap shots. Fuck it, I came through blazing. Call me Kanye, what's craving? Been a villain, I don't need no praising. No cape, I don't do no saving. Hey, shit, look what you made them. Took everything, look what you gave them. I don't do no handouts, bitch. I'ma stand outside till it pan out, bitch. I'm a man now, pull 100 grand out quick on your chick pick. Look at how she fan out, Nick. Life's a trip, but it panned out. Even with a man down, got my whole team a chip. I don't need a grip, I just need a flip. And flip that 10 times and we see what it get, yeah. That's why I had a bone to pick, how to control the ship so I can go legit. Let's get it going. Leading the charge.
We're live now on YouTube again. We're gonna be giving feedback on some of the uploads from the Discord. So yeah, it's gonna be amazing. We have a bunch of submissions. This week's assignment was
as soon as you do, you'll be copping a plea. Your wife, you be copping a fill. Monster, I'm plotting to kill. Make up your mind, I got options to get to. I hope it upset you that nobody stopping me. Went to the bottom and still
to the community upload from the Discord channel. The weekly assignment this time was to make a protest poster about anything going on in the world right now. Could be war.
What I got up my sleeve. Hey, way too modest I be. Hey, I would die for whatever I need. Hey, just look at what I bleed. Hey, leading the charge. Team full of dogs, sinking our teeth and rip them all apart. Even when we was counted out, even the odds, leave it to God. Even the odds, leading the charge. Team full of dogs, sinking our teeth and rip them all apart. Even when we was counted out, even the odds.
What's good, guys? Can you hear me? Oh, the mic was on. How you doing, guys? How is everyone doing right now? Yo! How you doing, my guys? Let me get down the music just a bit. There. Oh, my light again. There, boom. Does it look alright? Oh, a bunch of people here that submitted something to the Discord. Let's go. How you doing, chat? Nice to see you again. Thanks for stopping by. Another Design Dojo stream. For the ones that don't know, this is a space on my Discord channel in which I give weekly design assignments to then provide feedback during these live streams, in which I'll be making also my piece for the week live. At least that's the idea. Sometimes I get carried away talking shit and giving the feedback, and I'm a bit too tired to do my piece like properly in a way that would add something that you could learn from, you know what I mean? This one I already worked up a seed of an idea to do something. What's good, my guy? Yo, what's the little crown thing? Oh, it's like top fans. Okay. I don't know the function of that, but let's go. Oh, I guess it's from your previous interactions, right? Something like that. That's fire. That's great. Thank you guys for all of your support, you know what I mean? Bro, late night guys are here. Let's go. What time is it where you're from? And also where you're from. Spam where you're from in the chat, you know what I mean? So here we are. This week, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit hesitant to do this challenge, the protest poster, because I'm not gonna lie, I need to renew my United States visa, and United States, you know how they are, you know what I mean? This is a really peculiar time for that, but I really didn't want to pass on the time to doing this, so not budging, you know what I mean? When we need to do something, we need to do something when we need to do it, you know? So yeah, but it wasn't that crazy. I felt like some of y'all were going to get really crazy with the posters, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that you didn't. But it's the most of it is anti-war, which is what I'm about to do. Also, my piece. Not to tone it down really, but to, I guess it's complicated to do a piece like that without being like overly like explicit about it, you know what I mean? I guess one of the points of the exercises was just to, one of the point of the exercises was not to just like proclaim yourself and to say like, I'm against this. It wasn't just a matter of saying what you think, but to try to provoke thinking, right? To trigger some sort of response. It's not just to say, oh, fuck this or fuck that, but to create like to start dialogue about something, you know? Hey, one day we'll link up either Berlin or Hamburg for sure. I'm really down for going to Berlin. I really want to go there. Berlin, that part of Europe. I haven't stepped on Europe yet, but yeah, that's gonna be crazy. Yeah. So now, nice to see you all here. That's facts. Did you struggle a lot with this week's assignment? I guess the chat is not like super like synced up, you know? I don't know what's the delay on this. Did it do that? My hair is a mess. I need to trim it down. Didn't do that. Like that. Boom. So yeah. So okay, the end pool. So okay, so a lot of y'all did upload something to the Discord. Bro saying I had another idea. Initially I wanted to do something about knife crimes and your cutout actions, but bent the idea after some trial and error. Okay. For sure. If you have any questions about anything that you would like me to talk about before we jumped into the feedback and maybe seeing what y'all have submitted, now would be the time for that, you know. But yeah, we have a few submissions here that I feel are really cool. Let me start opening Photoshop. So, okay, I'm planning on because these past exercises that we did were more on the conceptual side, right? The most important part was kind of the idea and sort of the images that we were using, sort of in this one. This one is not so much like an exercise of composition and hierarchy and all of that. We're gonna discuss that for sure, but the most important thing is that we show some sort of coherence between what we're trying to say and how we are using the images, right? To sort of at least like channel that into a direction that's coherent, you know what I mean? And then from that, we can adjust the composition and all of that and put in all that fundamental stuff in service of an idea, right? From here on out, I'm gonna be thinking of maybe doing some other exercises that are a bit more on the aesthetic side, you know, making some cool pieces to build out that confidence on making cool shit, which is really important. And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe next year or when I redo the dojo in some way, I'm thinking if I'm gonna do it like a closed package that you can get, and maybe we put the compositional stuff a bit more in the beginning and then we do the conceptual stuff at the end. In some way we can merge it together. But yeah, I'm just playing around with the order of the exercises, right? Just to get an idea, because sometimes when you are jumping off of an idea that you think it's important, but in the sense that you feel really compelled by the idea and you feel like it's an important idea, right? Something that's really close to you, then for me at least, it taps a lot more into another kind of inspiration that relies more on responsibility than the sake of doing something for the sake of just doing it, you know what I mean? For example, for the Design Dojo, like I get a lot of you are getting like so much learning out of this that makes me tap into a more like responsibility based motivation, you know what I mean? It's like it's not something that I can just like drop and stop doing, you know what I mean? There's more kind of at stake that I wouldn't have tapped into that energy if I wouldn't come from the idea of, okay, there are some things that I could teach people that maybe are at that beginner level, right? Or maybe some more advanced people that want to review some stuff. So that idea in and of itself doesn't come from an aesthetic place, but it's important, you know what I mean? So I think it's nice to be able to do both sides, to be able to say, yo, I want to do some hard shit, you know what I mean? Some cool posters, but then to have that outlet of saying like, yo, what do I want to accomplish ultimately with the work, you know what I mean? What is it for? And to have a small outlet for that, I feel it's important because it taps a little bit deeper than just I like to say like masturbatory thing of doing the work that you like for the sole sake that you like to do it, which is amazing, you know? But when other people enter into the picture and it becomes a community thing, then it's a level up, in my opinion. But yeah. It's similar to having a child, I figured, you know what I mean? Because it's not alone about you anymore, you know? But yeah. Mauro, how you doing, my guy? Total Psycho, let's go. This dude is from the OGs. I recommend you guys that go watch his account because what he does is crazy. It's so unique. So, let's hop into the Discord, my guys. Let's take a look at this. Let me do brr. Okay. Much love for the shout out. Let's go, my guy. So we're cool here. I'm gonna see, I'm still playing with the position of the windows, seeing like what's optimal, you know? Let's go! You prefer working on PC or Mac? Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I got my first MacBook Pro on the last trip to New York because I wanted to be able to work on the go. Go watch my last New York vlog, that's on there. And I really like it, I really like both. Like my serious workstation is the PC, but for example, yesterday I was cutting up like a previous stream and I did it on the Mac. And bro, the Mac flies a lot. It's really nice, but I mean, so used to like the Windows ecosystem and all of that I mean, on the Mac I changed the button layouts, so my muscle memory is the same that on Windows. But yeah, I can see when I started installing shit on the Mac, I could see why it's the go-to, you know what I mean? Everything, it's a bit more seamless on the Mac, like everything just works, you know what I mean? Windows, it's more of an enthusiast thing, you know what I mean? Windows needs to add the space button preview for PS files on File Explorer. Yeah, everything, it's a bit more seamless. It has that little like quality of life stuff on the Mac. And that, yeah, but we're here on the Discord. I don't know if I like this Windows here, my guys. Let's do this one. Yeah. Boom. Let's do like this. Yo, there will be a new update for the Patreons. They are gonna get, the Patreons are gonna get from this month. I'll actually put this on tomorrow. When you're seeing this, it will be uploaded. If you're seeing this after the stream, and this is the trimmed YouTube video, one free asset per month, right? So you'll be able, as you keep the subscription on, you can download one free asset from the website for free with a one-time per account discount code that I'll be uploading to the Patreons. And of course you won't be able to get the bundles, but any free asset you want, you can get one per month, which is another way to add value to the keeping the subscription on, you know what I mean? Although you're getting all my original files for my posters, if you see one that's not uploaded, you can request it to me. If you want to make a print, you want to scour the file to see how it works and whatever, you can do that. But yeah, I'm just seeing in what ways we can support more like the more of a diehard community, you know what I mean? So yeah, let's go from the top. Let's see what we have here. We have a few. So, okay. Ice out of it. Okay. Anti-ice. Yo, I wanted to do something about the ice thing, but I'm not really in the US, and I don't know if it's really my place to talk about it. I'm not so much ingrained in that problematic. I get of course it's fucking crazy what's happening over there, you know what I mean? But I didn't feel like informed enough on that subject to touch on it. But yeah, I know some stories. It's fucked up. It's fucking fucked up. So yeah, I have something to say about this piece. Let me open here Photoshop. So what's been the issue with you guys? You have any like exposure to that issue, the people on the chat? My father being in New York, they have some friends that went through some stuff. Let's do like this. And I have some here for feedback. I already have some downloaded. Let me put this like this. There. So, okay, off the top of the dome, like, this is a pretty proclamatory piece. Like, it just states that you're against this thing, which was, I would encourage you all to try to make a play. Maybe you can make around ice. I was thinking maybe something like when the ice melts, the real America remains, you know, something like this is an era that will pass, right? And what's real America will remain after everything it's gone, really. Like the entire premise of getting rid of the workforce really of a country, it's crazy to me, but I don't know. These are some crazy times. But I guess that this poster is more around of the idea just fuck this particular subject. You know what I mean? So around that, it is what it is. I like the piece. I like the composition. My one issue with it is that it gets a bit like how do you say? It's a bit like muddled. You know? Yeah. It needs a bit of contrast between the elements themselves. It's not in the piece itself, you know what I mean? But let's say if I make a new layer here and maybe I begin to paint, let me do like with the color white, for example. And maybe if you can block out a little bit more like the subjects. Like that, let me... No, wait, let's do like this. Let me do... Let me do a gradient map over everything. Let me revert it. Like this. Like this, like this. Let's make it pure white. And let's bring the contrast a bit up. Just something like this. That fire. And then on top of this, I'm just gonna paint on multiply, right? And now we can maybe we can outline a bit more like the actually, let me get the contrast even more. This way I can just paint with the color. And then I'll bring the texture back again. Yeah, this on the back of a T would go crazy. So I'm just painting. I'm doing this like real quick just to show the idea, you know what I mean? And maybe you could add some of the colors, you know, of the USA, just to maybe link that color to the idea of what we're sort of talking, you know. So like that, I'm just separating some of the elements. You know? Maybe this we could highlight it also. Let me bring the texture again. Yeah, it could be like it could work without the red. I'm just proving like what happens if we add a bit of contrast, you know? If you add a bit of contrast between the elements, you see how the piece is pretty like washed, and by adding a bit of contrast you can sort of read the elements a bit better. Like I just threw in some colors of the flag, of the American flag, just to try with that like symbolic use of color, how would it look. But it could work like just as well, maybe if we could. Do you mind explaining what you did with the gradient map to paint in the white? Yeah, because like if I take out the gradient map, I was just finding a way how can I paint with the color over the image in a way that's not gonna look like this over the black. So the way to do this is I need to increase the contrast of the image, so the only thing that I get it's black and white, right? I could do that with a threshold layer, like doing it like this, right? But it's too harsh. It looks too harsh, you know? So with a gradient map, this gradient map in particular, I can play a bit with that, with how that passage of color like sort of occurs, right? So this is like a softer way of doing a threshold, right? So yeah, it's like a toxic patriotism. I like that phrase, toxic patriotism. Yeah, you can even move it just a bit. Yeah, but what I'm trying to show, it's like just the separating of the elements, you know what I mean? Like we could grab this and maybe leave like this, and maybe if I do maybe even something like this, like that. Now there I'm just yeah, something like this also work, you know what I mean? Here I'm just grabbing like the surface that I painted over, and I'm using a hue and saturation layer to play with the hues. Wait. Something like this also works because it helps separate the elements a bit more, you know? But yeah. Do you see my idea, right? It's not that it's not like I'm using this, like these colors are finals or anything. I'm seeing if maybe... But yeah, this one I liked. So this one, let me save this. Syndrome projects, Design Dojo. Feedback. Let me put it there. Okay, let's get back to Discord. Oh, she art, the goat again, with the pieces, the amazing pieces for the feedback. We talked about this. We talked a lot about this piece on the Discord channel because yeah, bro, it's always trying to do kind of too much, but we respect it, you know what I mean? Yeah, the pieces is striking in and of itself. Let's bring it in. I don't wanna butcher it, like, because sometimes in these kind of things it's hard to say something about it that can actually make it better, you know what I mean? But yeah, at the top of the gate, like I remember seeing this and I thought I didn't know about the watermelon being like a symbol for Gaza. I guess I've seen it used in like emojis and whatnot. Sorry, for Palestine. And for Palestine and I didn't get it like instantly, you know what I mean? I thought it was like grazing on the comic side because it looked like a head, you know, at the, like, just seeing it swiftly, it looked like a head, and I feared that it leaned too much on that like grotesque impact to work, and I felt like on a subject like this it could be done more tastefully. But now knowing about the symbol, I guess that's more of an issue on my part that I didn't knew about the symbol, you know what I mean? Yeah, but you know what I mean, guys. And actually, when we were talking on the Discord, he was saying, okay, referencing the ongoing conflict in Gaza, watermelon, okay, Palestinian flag banned. But I asked where was the... Okay, so kind of the idea, like they're starving because isolated from the outside, right? So there was a comment, a spark of hope, the broken fence is like a hope of change. Like you can see, it's like the hunger, the being isolated, the oppression, and also like the hope. Like all of that, try to convey it in a single piece, what's kind of too much in my opinion. But I guess the piece is like, also it's weird like the to have it up here, if you can have it, the framing a bit up, you know, like the watermelon around here, or maybe I need a bit more space down at the bottom. Yeah, I think the melon represents pretty good the brutal side of the war as well. I like the double meaning, though it is once with the emoji. Could be a shotted head or just the information for no food and representing Palestine as well. yeah, I guess that it's not telling me anything more about the conflict itself. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know about this piece. There is something about it that I can't put my finger on it. Like what I was saying, like before, but I can't just do it. It's gonna take me a lot of time. But if we could find like a fence like overlay, and you just put it over the like a watermelon, like the watermelon, okay, and then with some copy at the bottom. I guess in this case text is nice because with text you can add a spin on the poster, right? Because the image itself in this case, I don't know if it's symbolic enough to, I mean, yes, because it represents Gaza, and in this context, if you put like Free Palestine and then you put a little head of being shot here, it sort of means the same as putting the watermelon, right? So I guess indeed in that regard, it's a step up from doing that. But okay, now using the symbol of the watermelon, how we can take it a bit further, right? To be like really like that oomph poster, you know what I mean? Like that image that makes you, that's crazy, you know? I'm trying to think about how that can be done without using like the usual like really cliche symbols, you know? But yeah, this piece, it's great because it sparked a lot of conversation, but it's tricky to do this one. Yeah. Yeah, it leaves a lot of space for your own kind of interpretation, but I guess a piece of the poster was to not make it like that, you know. It had to be like something that's designed to have an interpretation that is not so wide. Of course you're gonna have an interpretation of it on it, right? But the interpretation shouldn't be so wide, you know, like the possible ways you could look at it, it shouldn't be that wide, you know. Yeah, looking at it again, I like the composition. Yeah, the poster, the image, it's a nice image, you know, it's powerful image, right? I'm just trying to think like a way of having it have that extra turn, you know, so it's great, you know, like a great protest image that sparks some further like thinking or dialogue or whatever. Yeah. But keep playing around these symbols. Like, bro, it's gonna try to do it in the next day. Like, keep playing with these symbols. Like, this is the idea. The watermelon like symbolizing the brutality. So there you have something already, right? So the brutality to the watermelon is the brutality to the Palestine people. So, okay, what more can you say with that graphically that doesn't overcomplicate it, you know? Because I don't know that this poster adds anything other than, okay, they are bombing Gaza, we know, but make that extra critique of something else, right? Maybe it's an external factor, whatever, right? That's where your own taking your idea comes into play, and what do you want to say other than this showing the suffering, you know? That can be, it's nice in its own right, the piece as it stands now, but how we can turn it a bit more so it's a bit more, you know? Yeah, but yeah, I guess this is an issue when we try to make something that's a bit more out there and more powerful around these subjects. It's tricky, but I feel it's important. I don't know. Yeah. Pretend you're a fool in order to survive. Okay, some calling out. Some calling out to do. Yeah. I like the composition, I like the piece, I like the negative space, but this is the similar to the other one, you know? Pretend you're a fool in order to survive. And the okay, I know it's showing I guess it's the author of the phrase, but what kind of symbols, what kind of imagery could you show us to try to spark that phrase into an image, you know, like a play on images? What could it be? So we get that same feeling from the phrase, you know, like make the critique, like put the symbol there, the symbol that that would critique the element that you want to critique, right? Yeah, I really like this piece. I guess it speaks a lot on the current. There is a lot of looking to the side, to just keep like the status quo, you know? Yeah. Actually, right now, guys, I'm reading this book, The Divide, and it's really nice. It goes through an entire overview of colonialism all the way to neoliberalism, what we have today. And if you are kind of on the fence on some of the political topics, this book like really outlines it like really well and really easy to follow, and goes from the beginning, you know, from the beginning of history to almost current day, to try to understand how everything is sort of happening, you know. And it's a really great book. It's called The Divide by Jason Hickel, you know. And just so you know, because I think it's important when discussing this kind of ideas in graphic design and in posters and whatever, I come more from a center left, you know what I mean? I was more left before, you know? And then I had my my liberal stage. I guess it's different here in Argentina. It's more like I had my full-blown capitalist like post like supporter, you know, capitalist supporter era. But yeah, this book has been really amazing into sort of order some ideas. It's really great. So okay, let's see. Okay, this one was kind of crazy because it's hard. Actually, it's not that hard. It has a matter with the copy. Like, sun never came this close, but death has. You know, it's like it has a thing with the copy, I feel. So how we could make the copy of it? See, it has an old school vibe. Yeah, I think the problem of this one it's in the copy. Like, I like the idea of the eye with the sun. It's looking too much. Sometimes it's some sort of like superhero. It's about to power up, you know what I mean? But with the text, it does give it that context that it's looking at the sun that's coming down on us, you know? So what was the original phrase? Sun never came this close, but death has. How we can do it like...
I really like the idea. I think you just need to call the sun. What do you mean? I really like the idea. I think you just need to call the sun because you can see it, no? Don't. I just had the worst idea ever. Call tea sunny side up. like a breakfast. Give us same gradients maps. Oh, I get what you're saying. The sun never came this close, but so has death. And let me merge this group. Let me use the Patreons, have this action right here. Ink bleed late. Boom. I'm gonna just tweak it a bit. Drop it. Now we do quick adjustment. Okay, what do you think now, guys? Do you think it's better? Let me put the boom, boom. I guess you could play around more with the symbols. I get the idea is this, to have the eye with the sun. We could review that and see if that's a cool vehicle to this idea. But going off of this, I guess working around the typography and the copy a bit more to give it a bit more urgency and like weight, it like helps the poster. Sun never came this close, but death has. And also, I guess it's nice to link this idea of the sun to death, right? Because usually the sun is the bringer of life, you know what I mean? Like the good things come from the sun, but now's the first time that rhetoric is like being reverted. So I guess like that device in design, it's really nice to anchor an idea off of that, like graphically, you know what I'm saying? I was working so hard on stopping saying, you know what I'm saying, but I just can't stop. You know what I'm saying. Original one looks more like a movie poster. Yeah, but don't look about the vibe. I like this one. I like this composition. I like it. It looks like a vintage like PlayStation 2 poster. That's not what I'm saying. Right, like I like this poster, but it's always important to gauge it for the purpose of what we are trying to say and the goal of the assignment, right? Like never lose that out of sight, because we are not like judging these pieces in a vacuum, right? I can't just grab something and say, oh, like this is better, right? It's always better when we put it in the service of something, right? Like it's like a brief, it needs to achieve something, then we can gauge it, right? But without that, we can't just out of the blue grab something and say, oh, it would be better. Maybe bro wanted to do it like this because he felt like it, and that's fire. That's okay, right? But that's when the assignments comes into place, right? And also the assignments, we kind of do them also to be able to get more in tune with the ideas we're trying to say, right? Because you can imagine up to what you can deliver, right? So if you're trying to make ideas a bit more sharp, images a bit more purposeful, right? And then we bring all the Doron supply Photoshop tutorials, right? And then it all would be crazy, right? But imagine if we can marry those two, like the ideas, the techniques, you know what I mean? The design assets. So it's all in service of like a bigger thing, I feel like, right? It's all tips and tricks, but I think it's nice to also be able to focus on the rhetoric and what it means and yada yada, you know what I mean? And I get so heavy around that stuff, but it's important. Or at least I found that I enjoyed much more my work, even when it's not super apparent. But if on the back burner you have some germ of an idea of what you're trying to do with the work, it becomes much more like deep seated within you, like why you do it, right? It's not so accessory. It's not like so commoditized. You know what I mean? Guys, if you feel like I'm saying utter bullshit, just let me know. Don't just hear what I say and just take it for granted. I had this teacher that always told us like in these kind of spaces, like the learning is circular. It's not like I'm teaching you, you know, I'm just saying stuff to a camera that have helped me, right? I'm just saying stuff that have helped me. What do you mean? Yes, you are. I guess what I'm not trying to say like this is the way it is properly done, right? I'm just putting forward things that and ways of thinking about design and images that have helped me in my path. And maybe if you heard it, if it resonates with you and it makes sense to you, you can apply it, right? Or you can have it as an idea at the back of your head, and maybe you use it, maybe you don't use it, right? So this teacher used to say that to us, like in the context of the classroom, like everything is circular, right? Everyone is learning from everyone just by the sake of being exposed to others' works and opinions, you know? And so yeah, that's the key thing. Taranaki Rasta said yes you are, but I don't know what he was referring to. But yeah, a lot of the dudes that are from the beginning in the dojo have shown like real improvement from what I've seen. We're gonna take a look at another one. But okay, this one is done. Shut up, bro. The sun never came this close. See, I feel it's better. For the context of the exercise, fuck. We had this time at the university, the one that I went to, that this teacher was telling this to us because it's really important concept to get, right? Because as designers and artists, we keep our work really close to our heart and to our sense of self-worth, you know. So it's really important to know when giving and receiving feedback that the work is being interpreted through a certain value hierarchy, right? Maybe when there's a brief and someone to attain through the work, then we can all use that as reference and to say, okay, does this piece of art, whatever it is, accomplishes or not this, right? That's why that's the purpose for the briefs and the assignments, right? Because it's really hard to give feedback off of nothing, you know, just a poster. You can make whatever poster you want for whatever sense of you just wanted to do it, you know. So this time it happened at our university that the teacher was saying this to us, and one of the works that it had a real bad grade, right? It was a bad grade because it was in the exercise, right? But then that piece of work got published at a design book in Japan because the design criteria was another. You know, there is nothing intrinsically wrong or right with any set or given piece of work, you know? Everything can be gauged only in regards to a goal, you know. There's not value intrinsically in nothing, you know. Shout out from New Zealand, let's go. I want to go to New Zealand real bad. There was a time when we were planning with my girlfriend to just move there, you know, to do the entire like kiwi farm shit. Bro, only if other people also care about using proper language like that. I don't mean if it's proper language. Like, I'm just trying to get to the... I don't know. It's really hard, bro. I remember, like, from the start in uni, like, it's more about how you see it in your head than how it actually looks. Sounds sketchy, I know, but... but it's sort of like that, right? The internal narrative you use to justify your work, sometimes it can do more. Okay, let's go back to the sheet. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Oh, of this one I wanted to talk about. Okay, Sumu said, this is the piece. Human approach, fashion shouldn't hang on a body count. Let's go. Here in some background information, the piece is meant to address the harsh reality of animal fur industry and the broader use of animal products in fashion. Would love to get the guidance and insight on creating the copy for this kind of posters, specifically how to maintain the balance between subtlety and clarity, and how to make the protest message hit harder without becoming too literal or cliche. So, okay, this piece, it's really reminiscent of an exercise we're gonna do later. This is a copywriting poster. because the image cooked, you know what I mean? Like the symbols are great, like the bones in the jewelry, and also the fact that it's in the jewelry, it's like you wear it with pride, you know. There's something about jewelry that you use it to flex, you use it as an embellishment, it's ornamentation, it's not more in the realm of the essential to live, you know. So there is something about that. You could get rid of the copy, and the piece would work, right? You could get rid of the copy and just say, look at this. You could get rid of the copy like this, right? And let me grab this texture and put it over here, but let's clip it to here. You could grab this, and the image, it's already baked in the message is already baked in the symbols you used, right? It's clear as day. You don't need to put any words on it, right? But if you want to put words on it, I think it's nice to not use words that already support what you're saying with the images, right? Maybe we can try to say something like that. Like just like that, you know? Of course, we can keep working at it further. I don't know if it's good, but I feel it's better, you know. But again, trying to do less, like not it's explaining what already the image does so well, right? There is an exercise that we're gonna do later. But the exercise is just putting an image with a caption, right? It's a square and a square. In one square goes the caption, and another square goes the image, right? And the point is to use a definition. A definition, like say the definition of civilized. The definition of civilized is to bring something into a civilized state, right? And then on the image, you could have like a bar hang full of fur coats. You know what I mean? So the point of the exercise is to subvert the meaning of the word with an image, right? You could say like education, the way in which you instill values into society. And then in the image, you put two kids watching Mr. Beast. You know what I mean? That's the exercise. This image reminds me a lot of that exercise that we're going to do, right? Because it's really nice. Like the images is doing all the heavy lifting. Like yeah. Something like that, you know what I mean? I don't know if this is the particular copy, but I'm just trying to see what can I come up with. But yeah, the poster is nice. You just need to play around with the copy or get rid of the copy altogether, you know? I don't think it's particularly needed here. I think if you could get rid of this here and maybe have the... If I could get rid of this, let me see. Bro, can you upload it real quick to the Discord without the text? If you could do that, that would be gas. Let's move on to the next one. If you could do that, that would be crazy. Oh, this one images I was looking for my piece. Yeah, I was thinking about the generative fill, but it's not gonna look good. I don't wanna even try it. My guy EG, hopeful the point comes across. Okay, this piece has a really nice concept, but I don't think it's properly used here. Let me see what you say. It's about classism. Essentially, something happened in a computer game that exposed the source code. There you see if the system has a liking to you, you get a bonus. Order 66 is a reference to Star Wars. It was a pre-programmed directive implant in the genetic makeup of clone troopers through inhibitor chips called... Okay, but the point of the idea was that like classism, or let's say like class privilege or inequality, it's baked into the system. Like that would be like the core idea. I feel like amazing idea to represent this way, but I feel it's too atomized. You know what I mean? Like it's too small, and I have to read too much into the poster to realize what it's about. You know what I mean? Like it should be far more apparent, and then you can make it like have layers. You know what I mean? Because that's another thing we were talking about with the one of the other poster with this one, is that it's not that I'm saying that posters need to be simple. That's not what I mean. Like the pieces can have layers. You can have multiple messages within one piece. But first, let's try to, you know what I mean? Let's try to focus on one and try to really nail that point home. And then we can add the layers, whatever you want, right? But one main idea, and then we can work on other stuff. But again, I'm just realizing that this is a really complicated exercise. This is pretty advanced. You know what I mean? Usually in design school, you see all the conceptual work and the ideas and all of that. You see it last. First, you see representation, you see how different techniques of printing, of how to come up with cool images, then you bring in the meaning and all of that, right? I guess this time, for this, I wanted to bring it, make a mix and match, you know, tackle these sort of exercises a bit earlier to see what comes up, you know what I mean? But maybe it's a bit... it's too heavy. It's really hard to implement like in a week. You know what I mean? Usually these ideas, like you are thinking about them and then you go, oh, I have a way of showing this, right? But that's, I guess that's a nice thing. Like keep these ideas in mind, you know, like don't ditch it because the assignment is over. Like keep these ideas floating in your head. Read a book, read an article, whatever it is, and maybe you'll see a movie and an image will be like, that's it, that's the way I show it, and you make the poster, you know what I mean? And then send the one without a copy. Okay, here it is. Here it is. So, okay, here, did I write it all right? Similar. Sorry guys, I need to check my spelling because English is not my first language and I always butcher every word, you know what I mean? Sometimes I don't know how to write with or what, you know? Sorry guys, I swear I'm not doing this to force you into getting the action pack, you know what I mean? You know, something around this composition, I feel it works a bit more, right? So we have this as opposed to she boy. You know what I mean? What do you think? Like in this one, like fashion shouldn't hang on a body count. Like you're explaining like you're explaining what where are you coming from, where you're coming from with the idea, right? And it actually, the text is competing with the shape of the animal, right? You're making a critique of like the fashion industry, right? But in this one, I feel that with the word, you are elevating the critique to like the entire value structure of society, right? And it makes that like that contrast in the subjects you're trying to touch with the poster a bit more far apart, and it creates a bit more tension, tension in the composition and tension in the like in the what does it mean, right? And I guess that's the nice spectrum of interpretation, you know what I mean? In this one, I feel you are explaining it too much already because the image is so powerful, and with the text you're over explaining, right? Maybe in this one I get what's the point of the poster, but it leaves me room to, okay, what does it mean, right? And I'm not guessing like whatever, right? There is a clear like take, but yeah, other than that, the composition, it's competing too much. Like the main shape, it's the animal, like everything else should make you go into that figure, I feel like, right? Don't make it compete as much as like with this, like this one is competing too much with this. There, boom. Yeah, for sure, that could work. Animal tested works because tested in animals is hard. Actually, this kind of works because like the little bro is standing so tall that it's like a like he's standing tall with his human necklace, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, fuck them. So it kind of makes sense to have a quote that kind of supports that sentiment. Yeah, that works. Tested in animals. Yeah, I like it. Nice. See, like that. Boom, 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 boom. Going back to this one, sorry, from Emmanuel. Yeah, I like the idea, my guy. It's Emmanuel here? He was here. Okay, but yeah, the concept is nice, but I wouldn't know right now. I would need to think about it. Like, what would be a good idea to represent this? Like inequality being baked into the system as it being it's a feature. My guy, how you doing? Like it being a feature of the system, not a bug. Like how could we represent that in a more clear like way, the code here, I think it's a nice device, but how we could use it like better. Let me show you. I don't know if I can show you this. It's an art I did it's a cover art I did for an artist. I can show you, but it has a concept similar to this. No, I can't show you this. Sorry, I'll post it this week, I think. My guy. Let's go. Say hi to the wife and use protection. You know what I mean, my guy? See you next week. Girlfriend time, so stay blessed. For sure. So, okay. Continuing with bro. Yeah, that. What I told you. I'm trying to think about something. But yeah, I should think about it a bit longer. But yeah, guys, if you have any idea on this piece, like go into the Discord and let bro know. Because I feel it's nice. Let me run this. So okay, that was one. Let me see the other ones that we had to see. Oh, we have a few here. I wanted to touch on this one real quick. I really like this one. Bro said that here. With this poster, I wanted to convey the eternal problem of military conflict and say that the best solution is diplomacy. In the background is a tactical military map of the movement of ground forces drawn by hand. Slightly updated the design. Okay. Yeah, it's a balance of having a clear message, but also having a piece that it's striking. You know, this one I feel is really nice, right? It's really nice. Maybe I don't see the map as well, right? But I see the grenade. And I get that. Okay, it's saying like war is the road to nowhere, right? It's pretty simple, but I feel the poster it's really well composed and it has nice hierarchy levels. The composition is great. The typography is great, right? I like it. I like how it's done, right? But I feel one thing that I would add to that, it's I need to go to one of my vector pack. Maybe I don't see as much like the topography. The topography, I can't see it as much like the map. I don't know that it needs to be super like clear that the map is there, you know, because it's like, okay, you're showing a map because you're talking about the road, right? So you're showing like map elements now. And that maybe can be a bit redundant, but it can work as a supporting like graphical element. It's not necessarily bad or anything. I had here in this pack, I had like a topographic, this I have this topographic shit. Again, let me ooh, that one in multiply is great. And maybe we change the color a bit, maybe with the gradient map of the poster below. Let's see. No. Let me try. I like I would like to add just a bit of contrast to the poster below. No, let me make it black and white. No. No, but we lose the grenade. Yeah, no. It's good. As bro did it, is good. I would maybe add like you know, a cool symbol that I'm thinking right now is like have the grenade, but have a grenade, but have it like printed with a fingerprint like texture, you know, with the shape of a grenade. And that could mean like the identity of war, you know, like like always resorting to violence is like the identity. It's so baked in you, in the country, that it's too hard to separate. You know what I mean? It's like that hard of a, it's so internalized that it's part of the DNA of the culture, you know? But what text do you add to make it mean what you want it to mean, right? Otherwise it's like, oh, our identity is war and that's it. Can we add red pen drawn arrows which points to from one word to the other? Yeah, I don't think that's needed here. Like, I don't think that's needed. Yeah, I think it works great as it is. I was just trying to if we could add just a small layer to it, but I think it's maybe overly doing it a lot, you know. I like the contrast also that this one has. It's so like chill, you know. It's so like, it's like a pretty elegant contrast that the piece has. I like it. Yeah. Oh, one more. I wanted to talk about this one. Yeah, this piece has a really crazy thing. Let me get rid of this, and actually I'm gonna need to go into my projects. The creator camp stuff. We poster to go into graphics. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep this around here because I already know what I'm gonna say about this piece. Yeah, I guess directed by humans. This is like a movie poster. I guess he's trying to go for the VHS look, like it's a VHS box. But what's something to keep in mind about the movie poster is like when you design like an index, there are some pieces of design that the features that they have and how it's designed, it's already telling you sort of what it is, you know what I mean? So if it's gonna be like the key main movie poster, there is a format that movie posters have that it's a bit more elongated, you know what I mean? It's a bit more squished. Something like that, for example. And I know I squished the figures, but I want to show you this. And so, for example, for me, the movie poster, it has to have like a building block, you know, something like this. Something like this. And you can see how it goes from this, right? Let me bring the original poster. Right? Do you see it? Right, from this to this. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? Doesn't it look like more like a movie poster just by those two small modifications? Right? The movie poster in and of itself is like an entire category that has its own rules and whatever. Yeah, I can add my logos here, like some logos. like that, boom. Like we can go like this, and what happens if we go like that? Let's bake this entire thing. Merge the layers, and let's cut this and put it over here. Oh no! Why it's cutting out of the bounds? Fuck. Let's do like that. Let's do. Oh yeah. I know what you mean. I just was feeling lazy to look for that logo, and what just put the ones that I had like near me. But yeah, I totally know the logos you're saying. Like that, something like that, like super quick. You know, when we go from this to more of a movie poster vibe. You know, there are some features in each medium that if you follow those rules, like it already implies a lot, you know, just from the shape, like the movie poster. Yeah, I love movie posters. We gotta do like a movie poster challenge. That could be a fun one. We did one last year, but we could do like, you could make a movie poster. We're not gonna critique it. Like we could make like a movie poster, one that we are not gonna critique as hard. It's just go bonkers, do whatever you like. We can critique like the composition in some ways, but then we could make like a conceptual movie poster, you know, like hard concept, like make it crazy, you know, like a Matrix. I would love to make like a Matrix, like conceptual movie poster. Something really, I don't know what I would do, because there are a lot made for Matrix. I made one for Inception a while ago, and it was a really great poster. I really liked that poster. Yeah. I did one for Inglourious Basterds. The video it's on my YouTube channel. You should, and actually there it has like the correction for the Design Dojo one. Yeah, Matrix it's my go-to, you know what I mean? So yeah, there we have it, my guys. Yeah, there we have it. Now I should make my piece. I should make my piece. I should make my piece. I don't know, the idea, I had a few ideas in the book that I showed you. It talks about a lot about like neoliberalism and the new ways of colonization. You know, previously they were like the armed invasions, you know, literally taken away from people. But now these invasions come in the form of suits. You know, they changed the sword for the suit and the suitcase. You know, so I felt like having like this swab of soldiers, but they're in suits. It could be like a really nice like idea to show. But also I had this idea around with conflict as having like a 4-legged stool, you know, like a 4-legged stool, and maybe playing around with the idea of, let me save this first, new file, let's make it something like that. Yeah, this works. And something around maybe having like a stool, like a 4-legged wooden stool, but one of the legs is an assault rifle, you know, making it like how war, it's a device to keep everything running and functioning, you know. It's one of the main pillars of how the world functions, unfortunately, right? Most of the biggest contractors are in war. Most of the technological developments, they are gauged in the success they can have if they have military applicability. Did you know that most of the technological advances, they get really big money when they have some sort of way they can be implemented in the military, right? Because then you can have access to these really big, huge contractors, right? Millions of dollars. So yeah, it's the state of affairs, you know what I mean? So I guess I had this idea of using like a 4-legged stool. And actually, I got the idea from this, from the inspiration that I showed on the channel. This poster gave me the idea, right? I don't know what is this from. I just put it there because it seemed like a super powerful image, right? And the idea came to me, oh, if we had like a weapon here, it could be super powerful. Right. So let's play around with that. Let me know if you have any ideas, guys, or something that you would like to talk about what I made my piece, because I'm gonna go silent mode. Yeah, but bro is saying that chair idea is really creative. I usually can't bother with ideas. I just focus on the aesthetic. Yeah, that's fire, but you don't need to like force it or anything, right? The ideas will come. If you on the back of your head still thinking of stuff, right? And even in the aesthetic, you can start to sort of push ideas with the sort of stuff that you make. You could make some nostalgic stuff, you know, like, and how that relates to the current way we consume technology. It doesn't have to be like a full-on conceptual piece, right? You just start adding elements that you add because of, it can be a minute intention that you have for the piece. It's not that it needs to have this really concept that it needs to be really tight and really and work so it's worth it. No. Right? It can be much more innocent than that, I feel. And again, guys, it's not like I do this in all my pieces, right? This is just for the sake of the Design Dojo and the work that I know that I need to do for myself. You know what I mean? Like trying to be more purposeful and conceptual with my work is something that I want to explore, right? And I have this space so we can do it all together. It's not that I'm showing you how I work. You know what I mean? Not at all. I want to get rid of the legs of the stool. I want to keep just, I don't want the crossbars. Yeah, we're vibing here. It's just total psycho in the chat. Yo, chat, let's go. if you want to talk about something, let me know. If you have any question regarding whatever, I'm down to answer while I work on this. So we have our stool here. And let's see if I can. Now, let's see if let's try the generative fill. What do you think about AI, guys? Are we for AI, against AI, careful with AI? Oh, it works. It works. I would really like to work on my copy skills, like choosing fonts, mixing fonts. Yeah. But copy, it's what you write. It's not necessarily the typography. You're talking about typography there. The copy is what you write, like your copywriting skills, you know, like what's the editorial, you know, like what, the text that you put, what you're actually writing on the piece, not necessarily how are you putting it, but the content itself, right? Yeah, me too, I'm trying to work on that. I get that reading helps a lot on that because you get so much more tools at your disposals. For typography, you need to work on it. We're gonna do a challenge on typography, but we're gonna do it like collage. I need to work on your typographic toolkit to give it to you so you can print it. And yeah, that one's gonna be really crazy. But that one would be killer if I could travel to the States, and we should do it like live, you know, like everything together like we did in uni. But unfortunately that we don't have that option here yet. Like that. And now I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna make a backup folder here just in case. This is gonna get rid of. Solid color. The fuck? AI is a cool tool in my opinion. Yeah, for me too. Like, I'm just kind of torn in the, not torn, like I'm flat out against that. Like all of information, it's being used like literally against your will. Not against your will, like because we already signed it off, right? But it's done in such a predatory manner that's fucked up, you know what I mean? Like they getting so much in return for our data, like our selfies, everything that we use, right? How we use it, right? And we don't get no compensation in it whatsoever. You know what would be like actually crazy? Let's say every bit of our data, the artificial intelligence, every time it pulls from it, like I'm sure that could be quantifiable. You know what I mean? Like even in images, let's say artists, right? When let's say I prompt something, right? And it's taking 0.001% from one artist, 0.001 from 10% from that artist, right? And that gets like redistributed, right? That they get some sort of royalty from the amount of their data being used to produce a new image or a new output, you know, and you put this across all technology. I know this is a utopian dream, right? But it's something that could be done, I feel like. It's not that crazy, right? As a way of actually getting paid by the use of our data, right? Like the inputs, the input the artificial intelligence has, like it knows from which data set it's taking info, right? So from there you get like a small cryptocurrency that makes the deposit to whatever it's indexed to that unit of information, you know. Yeah, it will never happen, but but I don't know. I don't lose anything for dreaming, you know. Let's go. We have a stool. Let's go. Like this, and now let's bring the guns. Let's bring the guns. And the thing on that is cooked, so I'm gonna use my topaz. I've reached to this brand to do a collaboration, and they said yes, but I still haven't like replied with the like accepting anything. I'm just gonna show you because I use it a lot. Like, look at this upscaling, my guys. It's an AI upscaling tool. I'm just gonna upscale. Like, this is ×4. Low resolution. Let's do the high fidelity model. Boom. Look at this. Isn't it crazy? Topaz Labs. Amazing tool. I'm gonna export it. I'm just gonna override everything. And there, boom, it's done. Boom, already have it here. Bring it to Photoshop. The problem with this is that the light is coming from that angle, so I'm gonna need to select subject. Yeah, I use it a lot for Midjourney. Nice. It's doing this, so now I'm just get rid of this other rifle here. There we have it. Let me get rid of this here. There. Boom, boom. Something like this, you know what I mean? Like that. And to this one, let's get rid of this part of the leg. Let's get rid of this one, and this part, we need to, of the texture here, we need to make it go all the way to the top, so it makes sense, you know. We can make it go like this, and then just erase just a bit of the top. Like that. We got the rifle. How about if we bring it? Something like that, you know what I mean? It's conceptual work. I'm going crazy, guys. So now you know what I'm about to do. You already know it. To make it pop, we're gonna The fuck is my noise action? Here. An organic noise. Beam. Brr brr pada beam. Like this. And now let's bring threshold. But we need to make the noise bigger. Let's make the noise bigger. Let's make the noise blurrier. Not so much, not so much. Like that. And what happens if I do, instead of that, I do levels? And I do the levels like this. But I need to do a black and white. Black and white first. Okay, okay. So glad you learned from me, my guy. It makes it all fucking worth it, you know what I mean? Like I'm not playing, like it makes it a lot easier, you know, for me to have strength to try to show up and do the work. But yeah. Like just like that, this on a t-shirt would go crazy. The dude was thinking about capitalistic shit, you know? This on a t-shirt would make bank, you know? Yo, the piece is, it's actually kind of crazy, you know? Yeah. I'm thinking all of this needs to be a group. But what happens if I... Oh no. This needs to be clipped. Create a clipping mask. And what happens now? Why? Because this needs to be clipped also. There. Fuck. That's actually crazy. Fuck. Yo, I like this piece so much. But it's actually a critique. Like, it's actually a critique. Wearing this, walking inside a bar in America gives you free drinks. Like, that would be sad. That would mean that because they see a gun, it's like, yo, let's go in. And it's actually a critique. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this is great. Now the problem is like, do I add text to this? There is a Supreme t-shirt. Supreme. There is this Supreme hoodie, like the illegal business controls America. And I was thinking of a copy similar to this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like it, bro. I really like it. I'm just thinking about what's the copy for this. It needs to be impact. You already know it needs to be impact. Dirty money. Dirty money moves the world. No, dirty money. I don't know, God. Give me what you have. Give me something for the copy. I was thinking something around like dirty money moves the world. Do you mind showing the bleed action one more time and how you adjust the level? Yeah, my guy. Let me bring that to the top. So what I do is, let's say I grab this and you grab the action and you go sorry, do you mind showing the bleed action one more time and how you adjust the level layer? Yeah, let's grab this text, go into the whip action, we have it here, and I press play and it's gonna produce these that we have here. And here you enter, you right click, click on the mask, and once you're on the mask, go into levels and like that. You know what I mean? Like that. Bro is saying, don't you sit and do nothing. Wait, bro, chill, bro, chill, bro. What if you just write truth as the copy? Yeah, could work. Could work. Let me try. I was thinking of doing something like more maximalist, something more like this, but I don't know. I don't know. I want to see what happens if I grab these two. No, grab this, put it on top, solid color layer. Let's paint it like blue, let's say, and put it in multiply. Oh shit. And tick. I think I like it more when it's like this. Dirty money runs the world. Yeah. Oh no, I got rid of the... Where is my action panel? There. Boom, boom. Oh, I could do like my... I have like an action for this. And the limestone paper. There, boom. Yeah, no, I'm not entirely feeling it. But there is something about the copy here that I like. Can I put a stroke on this? No, I don't want a stroke. I want outer glow. And let's make the outer glow black. This is a way to do like a... Oh, my light died. It died? Oh, it died. Yeah, it died. The fuck? Oh yeah, normal. Key spread. Bit of noise. More spread. Yo, but this one is also fire, I feel. This one is crazy. Like, I'm gonna save this one, like, just to have it at hand. I feel it works. We need to do a texture, you already know. But which one? Yo, I feel it's crazy. Like, just like that, it's crazy. Wait, I need to ask my girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
Do you like it?
Yeah. Wow. Maganda.
It's crazy, right? Okay, thank you. And yeah, I like it. It's so different, like what I usually do. I mean, it's not that different of what I usually do, but I mean different in terms of like if I can restrain myself and leave the composition as it is, it could be like a what does it mean piece, you know what I mean? It passed the test. Mass production. It passed the test. Mass production can start. Is crazy, bro. You're so funny, bro. Yeah, I'm still dwelling on the... I don't know about the text, bro. Let's do this. Let's save this as it is right now. Let me try. I'm just gonna do something retarded, but what did I just did? This is crazy also. Yo, I like that one. But it's too... I don't know. No. Yo, this is crazy also, right? No, it's not that texture. I put this texture. Like that. Or is it obscuring the symbols too much? Yeah, like that. Like that. I guess I would need to separate the rifle here, this part. If it's getting too much, like I need to separate it a bit from the back of the leg, you know. Wait, let me change this light because everything is too much effort. Let's leave it as it is. So, okay. I need to tweak the rifle. Let's do a curves and clip it to the rifle. And now I can play with just the rifle. Yeah, you feel like it? Yeah, I just want to separate it a bit from that part. I'm gonna grab the dodge tool and just I know, I need to bring out the shadows. You see, like that. No, it was better before. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it reads perfectly. Now, what do we think about the text, my guys? Yeah, if it will be separated, it may look more edited. You're right. You're totally right. It works like this. Maybe the copy is like... Yeah, I like it without the text also, but I feel it needs a bit of text to at least contextualize it a bit. Because now it's more, I feel like a critique piece. It's not so much a protest piece. You know what I mean? Like, I like it a lot, but I feel like without the text, it's like too conceptual, you know? I feel like it needs this kind of like raw like words, you know, like let's save this. Words to let's save this, and actually let's duplicate this layer. This one, I already saved this one, right? Let me try, I want to try this texture. I like more this texture, I feel like. Yeah, this one, it's a bit better, I feel. No, I don't know. This one or this one? Nah, this is classic overthinking it territory. Let's leave it as it was. Fuck it. No. This is the usual trap, guys. Don't fall into that trap. Like, the texture is not changing anything. You know what I mean? I mean, putting the texture or not putting it does change, but not which one, you know? Like, both work in this context. Yeah. So we tried that one. Now I want to try one with a different kind of Matt Bay. What's good? Yeah, we're live streaming. I want to try something. And let's do yo, this one it also cooks, you know? I feel this one also cooks. One second, my guy. Oh yeah, I had thought. I have thought of this copy today, and I completely forgot. I just remembered. Plain blue is great. Oh, you're completely you're on the ball, my guy. What do we think about this one, guys? Usual, it's, did I spell it correctly? Business as usual, yeah. Guys, did you saw that I checked it and I checked it wrong, right? I went to see on Google if it was correctly spelled, and I was like, yeah, it is. It was. It wasn't. What are we thinking, guys? Did I cook? I like it. I really like it. I really like this piece. I don't know why. I do know why. It's great. Nah. Business as usual. Oof. Business. Business. It's right, all right? Business. It's correct. Yeah. Yeah, it's great because like this is it's actually like obviously this is all critiques to the upper echelon and all of that, you know, like the real people that are maybe pulling those strings, you know, the it's 0.1% of the American people. Like I feel like tremendous sympathy for them. Like I'm from Argentina, and in all my content and things that I do it in English, right? Because it's the culture that I've mostly consumed. You know what I mean? Like being from Argentina at a younger age, I remember all my friends listening to music that was most from here, from my country, right? And I listened to mostly music that were from the States, a lot of Linkin Park, Papa Roach, all of that stuff, right? I was kind of the weirdo in that sense, you know, because it wasn't so common. So I took a lot of that culture in, that it for sure impacted my work, right? So I felt tremendous sympathy for them, and I feel they are like the kings of the West, right? If I do anything like this, it's out of like sympathy and actually like real desire for things to change and for the West to become like a real beacon of hope of something, you know, for transformation. It's not just bashing for the sake of bashing, you know, for just making something out of like a blind critique, you know. Yeah. Yeah, could be. Like this and a blue star, you mean? Mm. Oh, from artistic perspective, yeah, I feel like this like takes away too much the contrast on the dot effect on the chair itself, but it highlights it nice against the red background. I feel it. Yeah. Do we have stars here? No. They just grab a star, you know what I mean? This is so ghetto. Yo, what did I do? Oh, look, because it was inside of this group, like it's inside the group of the chair and the gun, so it also did the stroke. So it came out with this stroke, like the container. You see it? It actually fired, you know? Yeah. Like I guess everybody would want on earth that America got their shit together. Like guys, if you in the book that I'm reading, it talks a lot about the period after the First World War, when a lot of the economics were based on Keynesian principles. Like things were looking a lot better, right? Before the entire like Hayek and Milton Friedman like ideology took over in economics. Like it was harsh, but things looked much better in hindsight, you know what I mean? like there was going to be like a decline towards more public spending and to a more socialist approach, you know. But it's not socialist per se. Like today it has become like a really loaded word, you know. They talk about developmentalism in the book. They don't use any of the words that we know today. Like the movement had another label. Victoria, gracias, me alegro que te guste. Glad you like it. Yeah, I like it like this. What do you say, guys? Like, I feel it's hard, right? I feel it's hard. Business as usual. I love this, but I wanna try. This is gonna break it, I already know. The fuck? Business as usual. I wanna change something about this type. Apple Garamond. Yeah, but it has like a stroke, right? How do I take out the stroke? Or is it like this? I see a stroke, right? Where is it? Yeah, I might be overdoing it now. I'm just trying shit. I literally know that I'm overdoing it, but I want to try something. Yo, I started the book Art and Fear the other day thanks to your Notion list. I never experienced such a calm book. Yo, so glad you're giving them a read, my guy. That's crazy. I put a lot of effort into trying to read and to finding this. Not finding, I don't read to find anything. But I guess the effort to share the books and to find that you're reading them and getting something from them as they did for me, like that's crazy. Yo, shit, there is a stroke on this shit. How do I take it off? The fuck? I don't know where to look. Where the fuck is this stroke? Yeah, I feel it does. I like it for composition. I don't know. I'm a sucker for text and smaller text. You're right, guys. Oh, it explains. What's important for this piece? Like the message or that it looks cool? It already looks cool, like... Bro is right. When bro is right, bro is right. What can I say? Let me try. What should I say with Helvetica, guys? No, the Apple Garamond looks clutch, right? Yo, if I don't take this stroke... No, but this doesn't have a blend. This doesn't have a stroke. I'm sure it has a stroke because it's inside the group. That's why. It's inside the group. That's why it had a stroke. Yeah. Books are goaded to get your attention span cooking together, cooking again, you know. Yeah. Now. And now I can play my action. Where it is? Right here. Boom. Play. Business as usual. There. Boom. Yeah, it's because it was inside this group and the group had another glow. Yeah. I'm gonna make it bolder now. Yeah. I wanted to get the feeling of the Garamond typography. Now I'm gonna make it a bit more bold after using my action to make it go from this to this. And now I enter the layer mask and I go boom, levels, and I play with the levels inside of the mask and I can make it like bolder, you know. And if I close the gap here, I make it like more like that. I'm gonna gonna step away a bit and do it here. You know, boom. Yeah, I kind of feel the same. It actually feels a bit better, right? What happens if I put this again here, but I can control it a bit more and I take the spread out just a bit. I want it just a tad less, like that works, I feel. Yeah, bro was right. It looks better. Yeah, do you like with the star? What happens if I put a stroke on this? Like I put a stroke on this. There. That's fire. I think we have it, boys. Business as usual. Like, I'm just testing stuff. I'm just testing shit. I mean, I know this is overdoing it. No, but I need a dollar on. Come on, be like ChatGPT. No, this is not the right angle. I need another angle. No, I'm too tired. I'm too tired for this. But I guess it works, right? It actually works. Yeah, I think there it is, my guys. It's done. It's done. Is it though? I don't know. I don't know if I want it like this or like this. How do you feel, my guys? No, this doesn't need it. Like the elements are the textures and the other packs that are unreleased. No, I don't feel this piece needs more supporting elements. Like I like it very editorial. I like it, guys. Turned out amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Like that. Boom. The pattern. No, that's better. So yeah, there we have it. Right, guys? Like that. No, why is not working? The white star on a blue square. Yeah, that could work. I don't want to really overdo it that much. And you said blue, and we need to, where the fuck is the star? Invert it and put it on screen like that. It looks like Chile. It looks like a Chile flag. It looks like Chile. Yeah. What happens if we do like yo, these little stars like scattered. That it looks kind of dope, right? Like it helps to break the, it helps to break a bit like the composition a bit, so it's not so structured. But is that good for the idea? I guess it works. Yeah. Yeah, I feel this works, guys. This is it. Tag him and bag him, boys. I like it. I wanted to add like an element on top of the chair, but it would be too much. It would be too much. Yeah. Yeah. I won't be able to monetize this. I think I should. Like the stream, I'm just realizing. Yeah. Just turned off. Like the most bottom stop, like the most bottom star should be should be centered, you say. Yeah, it could be. Yo, all the stars are different size. I'm doing it by eye, fuck. Like that. Easy center, the fuck. They're centered. In the other star. I think that's it, right? That's actually it. Business as usual. Oof. This is one of the best pieces I think I've made. It's crazy. I super like it, guys. Thank you so much, my guys. You say like put in a shadow. I don't know. Let's see. Let's put a shadow. Oh, yo, the shadow might look cool. Fuck. Shadow. I'm putting this here and I'm putting this on a mask. Oh yes, I think it's best when only the gun has a shadow. But that looks odd. Maybe if the shadow of the gun like goes like over like... That's crazy. But it could mean like the... Yeah, it looks cool. It's like... You know what it can mean? Like the gun, like war is the only real thing. Like it projects a shadow because it's the only thing that matters, really. Wait. This I like. Fuck, guys. Let's duplicate this. No. I think the stool should have a shadow also. Yeah, it looks cool. Let me grab this. Maybe like that. Let's grab merge these layers. What it's not clocking to me. Don't you get that you're standing on business? What it's not clocking to me is like why I should be getting like a Pontigize effect here because of this layer. I don't get why it's not like doing the dot work. Yeah, I don't mind that, like the shadow. The fuck is my shadow? This. Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna erase here and erase here. Done. Yeah, could totally be. Could totally be. Put it like that. There. Instead of business as usual, standing on business. No, but that would be like a pro gun thing. Yo, now that I'm looking at the piece, like, does it read like it's a critique, right? Like business as usual. No, yeah. I have them together. I don't want to like overcomplicate it with the shadow thing. I think the shadow is nice because it adds like I think the shadow is nice because it adds like this direction. Like this direction. It's not a critique to anyone that's particularly pro-gun, right? Like the poster just means like that everything works thanks to war, right? It's like one leg of the stool, you know. To things keep working, you need war. That's what the poster means. I don't think if you can. At least that's my intention. It's not that the poster will mean whatever people want it to mean, but. Now you see, now if I add the legend like dirty money runs the world, now it's definitely a critique, you know. I remember I had this teacher that told me once that sometimes design is making sure that what you are doing is not being understood like incorrectly, you know what I mean? Oh, sorry, it's dropping frames. Let me know if it came back. You know what I mean, guys? Sometimes design it's about like first making sure that you are saying what you're trying to say and then that you're not being misunderstood, right? I don't remember the exact example that they gave us. I remember it was something of a logo that looked like something that was quite phallic, you know? So the takeaway was like, make sure that it doesn't mean what you don't want to mean first, you know? And then that it means what you want to mean. Sorry. Let me know when it comes back. Yeah, I'm getting dropped frames. Yeah. Darker gun works also. Like that. Love watching, my guy. Thank you for being here. Appreciate ya. Bye. So yo guys, I'm not sure about the text. Like, be for real. What do we think about the text? What do we think about the text, guys? Dirty money runs the world, or I'm overdoing it? Or maybe it goes here. Dirty money runs the world, or yeah, right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna trust you guys. I'm gonna leave it at like this. Oh, I wanted to try the other thing with the shadow. Do we leave the shadow? I like the shadow. I think the shadow works. Like that. The fuck? It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business. There. We have it, guys. Tag him and back him. Yo, let me try one crazy shit. Let's invert this shit. That works. Now let's do it like that. Chill, JB. We got it, guys. It's done. It's done. I'm not touching this any longer. Yo, I'm not sure about the text. because this is something that I really don't want to get misunderstood, you know what I mean? Business as usual. Business as usual. 1 second, I need to ask my girlfriend. Hola. ¿Tiene como si fuera una quinta o cómo lo entendés?
Sí, sí. No pondría texto, creo.
No text. The girlfriend is saying no text. I like the test. I mean, we're gonna upload.
Okay.
So, we have two, right? We have the no text and we have the text, but I like both, right? Yeah. So that's it, my guys. We have him. We got him. Ha! Got him. No, what did I do? Ha! Got him. Saved. There, boom, boom, boom. That's it. So we have the two. We have the two. Let me open a new Photoshop doc. Yeah, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Invert my piece. Let's go to desktop. Yo, guys. Oh, I wasn't seeing the file. I thought I didn't save it. Like I thought I exported it, but I didn't like save the final one. Oh, here it is. Fuck my heart. Nah, I would have quit graphic design. You know what I mean? There we have it. There we have it. I think it's a tremendous piece. I like it. I like it. No, this I'm not gonna save. That's it, my guys. That was it. Yo, what's mean IBL on 3D mode? I don't know, my guy. I don't know what you're saying. So, that was it, my guys. Took a while, but we nailed it. It was a nice feedback round. Hope you liked it. Hope you liked the final piece that we made. Hope you got a bit more of the idea behind some of the feedback rounds and when I ask for a concept or an idea, right? I'm gonna see next exercises. We're just gonna go like full like graphic style, you know what I mean? We're just gonna try to tackle composition, typography, and things that are a bit more down to earth, chill. Let's make some nice pieces. But as you can see, when you're trying to deal with an idea and trying to communicate something, it's easier to come up with a striking piece, right? And so yeah, that was it, my guys. Hope to see you in the next one. My voice is killing me. Hope to see you next week and get to a dojo, reframe your pieces if you must to. Like if you want to make something new, completely make it. And see you there, ninjas. See you in the next one. You already know how it is. Fuck peace. We should conflict. Shit.